So, watched the Avengers again recently, the original Marvel movie.
Okay, Joss Whedon. Yeah.
Joss Whedon, yes.
Yeah, cool.
One of the best movies ever, you think? Superheroes, amazing. Loved it.
Superheroes, yeah, definitely the top 2, 3, 4.
There's a super villain.
Yeah, this is actually one that I've watched it again. Amazing, that kind of stuff. And I got thinking, for some reason,
Yeah?
you can still say Suicide Squad is as good as Avengers.
You're never going to let that go, are you?
Probably not.
You are listening to the Old Titans. That's how I carried out that old part this
amazing,
time.
yes.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that more recently as we have birthdays and stuff, and you get older. And
Wait a minute. Whose birthday is it?
It was mine.
Yeah,
That's right, I remember, because I tried to write on your board and it wouldn't let me.
And that's intentional, yes.
Alrighty. Well, this is John Paul.
The one and only executive producer / director / writer, editor, the legendary B-Man.
Your writing needs improvement. Hi, I'm Red.
And there we go. So we have our guest back again this week. I think she was our first guest ever, wasn't she?
I was your first.
Unintentionally, yes.
Well, unintentionally, but you know. Alrighty. Well, as usual, we are going to start with the B-Man question of the week.
And this is why we got Red in here. It's a female-related question. Unfortunately, she's the only female willing to do our show. I asked everyone on this campus, and she's the only one that said yes. She's my
That's either I have low standards or everyone else has even lower standards.
So we need to change all those titles to Grandmaster B, since
Yeah.
you're living up to the Married with Children thing
That's
there.
perfectly fine.
Okay.
So, Wonder Woman, big success. You know,
Yeah.
I'm sure you loved it.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed
It was a
it.
good movie. But is the world ready for a female-led hero movie? Yes
Yeah.
or nay?
Yeah? I mean,
Yay or nay, I should say.
Yay or nay? Yay or
yay?
nay. I mean, we would hope, obviously, we would hope the world is ready for it.
Okay.
I do think there are places, though, that are not quite as ready as others.
I will agree with that.
Pull up some numbers.
Okay.
So
Numbers.
want to hear some numbers? Because I think you were the one who compared it to Spidey.
Well, because Spider-Man just this weekend just broke Wonder Woman's past Wonder Woman on worldwide.
Right.
Yep.
Now we both agreed Wonder Woman was a better movie.
Yeah.
Spider-Man I think has more watchability than Wonder Woman does, but
It also has the history to it as well, because you brought it, because it had like Iron Man, which is a huge calling for kids who loves Iron Man. I mean,
So the more recent history stuff.
Yeah,
the
more recent
theatrical stuff.
well, the thing is, you figure, inspect that for a second for the numbers here. Spider-Man is one of the biggest superheroes of all time, right?
yes.
But there's one's maybe just as big. I don't know who's the biggest. That's up for, whatever. But Superman, Batman, Spider-Man. There's really who's the biggest. We don't know. Wonder Woman, there's no question, is the biggest female superhero.
Of course.
So that should be the number one. Everybody
Yeah.
else is second to her, or below. But why is Spider-Man able to surpass Wonder Woman worldwide?
Right. So the box office on it.
Okay.
We have domestically Spidey, and this is pre this weekend's numbers because they weren't out in time for me to write them down today. But that they're both have been out long enough.
Right. And they both came out at the same time, I think, right?
1 month apart. Actually, Spidey's been out 1 month less. So it has a little more room to grow.
Okay.
It won't do a whole lot more domestically, a couple more million, but domestically, Spider-Man: Homecoming has done $330 million.
Okay.
I would expect it'll top out in the 340, 350
Right.
range, probably.
Okay.
Tops. Wonder Woman is at 410, and it'll get to 411 or 412, somewhere in there. So we're talking about $80 million difference right now domestically. They'll probably shrink to maybe 70 or so long term. That Wonder Woman is definitely way ahead. Worldwide, in taking just the foreign number, no domestic, just the foreign number, you flip it, and Spidey's at 531 to Wonder Woman's 406. Both are very respectable numbers. There's nothing wrong with hitting 400 million worldwide or domestic or
absolutely.
foreign.
Yeah.
And then so combined, you got 861 for Spidey and 817 for Wonder Woman. So you're looking at about, what is that, 44 million? It'll grow to 50, 55 million difference between the two.
And take out the U.S. out of example, then Spider-Man's considerably bigger
Yes.
worldwide.
Quite a bit bigger. So that's why the question comes up: is the world really ready for a female hero? And I looked at the international, the worldwide numbers for the top 100.
Okay.
If you look at the top 100, you've got Wonder Woman, That number is 64, and it's probably not going to go any higher than that, just because of the gap to the next one. You've got the Twilight movies, which I'm going to call those a female. They're definitely female-focused, female-led. I mean, just as far as their audience is a little more female-leaning.
The females love that movie and Jean Paul.
And Jean Paul, yes. And the Hunger Games. The Hunger Games more than the Twilight movies. The Hunger
Yeah.
Games are definitely female hero.
Yeah.
So you had those, and way up near the top, this year's live-action Beauty and the Beast. And that's about it. I am not counting Rogue One and Force Awakens, because being Star Wars, even though they were female-led, they probably sold
The
just
Star
on the name
Wars.
Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have been Chewbacca-led, whatever,
Which
gonna
would have
be
been amazing. But
I
yeah.
agree, yes.
Yeah, but I don't think those numbers are reflecting the fact that it's a woman or a man or anything else. They're just
Yeah.
Star Wars. But everything else, out of the top 100, you're looking at 6 or 7 or 8 movies tops. The other 90-plus movies, 92, 93 movies, are all male-led. I mean, that's a huge, huge difference right there. So I don't know that the world is ready. Should
Now,
be.
America's ready.
America's,
I have no question America's
Here's
ready.
the thing: is the world ready, or is the world fighting it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling, probably you're right, America's ready. Probably England, Germany,
Canada.
France, Canada.
Yeah.
Certain foreign countries are probably right in
Yeah.
the same spot.
Right.
But, and not to call out any specific ones to pick on them, but if you get to China, Japan, the Far East, if you get to the Middle East, some of the African nations that are more advanced or whatever, I don't know. I don't know, is that what swings the numbers? I know Wonder Woman was kept out of a lot of the Middle Eastern countries because
Yeah.
of her being Israeli, but that didn't make up, $50-something million.
No, that was
difference.
different. Those countries, it was like $2-3 million, maybe, give or take.
Yeah, I think the bigger ones would be places like Japan, China, going to South America, Brazil, and some of the larger places like that. And I don't know. Those are the ones you'd think, are they ready? Are they not? Should they be? They should be. It's 2017.
Yeah.
And that's a shame. I mean, Red Terror, we believe you're a female. What is your...
I lead you to believe this. Sure.
What is your, overall, what do you think?
My opinion on it, I think it really comes down to culture.
Okay.
I think I agree with on the China. It really just depends on the culture. I mean, when you come from a place where, God, this is going to sound really, really bad, but where women tend to be more submissive in cultures, having a female lead might not appeal to them, or a female superhero lead just might not appeal to them. That's just how they were. It's how they've grown up. It's what they've always done.
Okay, so let me just ask this question then. I think it was Maggie Gyllenhaal who said it originally. I can't remember. It was her. I think it was her. She made a comment that once a female becomes less, I gotta word it differently than she worded it, but sexually desirable, her big parts in movies become less. Is that true?
That one.
I don't know. I think Meryl Streep could play Batman. That
Yeah,
should
but
be
a
amazing.
lot,
Again, this
a lot of
fear.
actresses have said that. A lot of them said there's a gap in there. You have a period of time where you can be the leading lady, the love interest, whatever. Then there's a gap where you don't get any roles, and then you can be the mother or grandmother role.
And
But there-
it does seem that happens. And
Yeah, it
I
is.
never actually realized that. Sandra
Yeah.
Bullock, for example, loved her for the longest time. Where's she really been recently?
Right.
Julia Roberts, a lot of these big name actresses, they became less, I guess, fantasizable for men, and all of a sudden they kind of
Yeah.
almost vanished.
However, is that because people would not watch them? Or is that because the studio heads, in some of their wise decisions, like canceling Firefly and other stupid
Right.
decisions, look at it and decide not to do it? Because, we've talked about in the past, Black Widow and Ray figures were not with, the toys were not at Target and other toy stores. It wasn't a Target thing, it was manufacturers. Did not produce Black Widow and Ray figures and other toys. Or not in the same quantities as they did the male characters.
And Ray was no excuse. There's no, Ray was
No.
the main character
Yeah.
of Star Wars.
Well, and there's not that
It
many
also
in the
comes
Avengers.
down to the Hasbro
Oh, yeah.
versus Mattel thing too, though, because that's a whole thing going on.
Yeah, so you got so much of it behind the scenes. I don't know that it's not that the audience isn't ready, at least in the U.S.
In other countries, that like you mentioned earlier.
There's some countries where, yeah, it doesn't matter the age or anything.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. But in U.S., Canada, and a few others, that I think that gap that Maggie Gyllenhaal and others have talked about is just, I think that's the executives. I think that's the casting people not trusting the audiences to, be willing to accept that age.
And I think you're right. I think that's stupid because
Yeah.
I don't think the people that call on these shots shouldn't be calling these shots. I know you're not a fan of it, but Deadpool, for example, they refused for a long time to make a Deadpool movie. It's not going to make money. It's not going to do anything. Ryan Reynolds, one of his little groupies, they had to literally leak the test footage.
Yep. I remember.
Yeah.
And that's how and the audience blew up. Like, this is amazing. Oh my God. Everybody flipped out.
Yeah.
And that's how that movie get made. And that movie made tons of money at the box office. Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Accidentally. Yes.
yeah.
Whatever it was. So I think right now maybe Hollywood needs different people making these decisions.
For some of the stuff, they
They've been needing
absolutely
that for a
do.
while.
I don't care if the woman is sexually desirable as long as she's entertaining. Meryl Streep, you said, can do anything, but again, she's older where she is doing the older roles. I still want to see Sandra Bullock in movies.
Yeah, and sometimes it's hard to come up with good examples of, see, look, she's in her early 50s and still doing a great job. But the hard thing is when you come up with those examples, the only reason you can come up with that example is it's someone who's aged really, really well,
Right.
like Linda Carter did, or
Right.
My favorite, Michelle Pfeiffer or somebody else
Sigourney Weaver.
gets roles throughout their career because there's always going to be a few. The Meryl Streeps, those there's going to be a handful, but the roles do shrink. And
With males, I don't think it matters. Bruce Willis will always get a role.
Yeah.
These guys will always get roles no matter what. But I guess maybe the world does need, I think maybe just Hollywood that needs to change these things.
yeah.
We can always hope.
And I think that's what'll change the female-led thing. Because if you look at the ones I mentioned that were more female-led in that top 100, the Twilight ones, the Hunger Games, and Wonder Woman, and Beauty and the Beast, they're all movies from the past
also
10
take
years or
those
so.
movies into consideration that those are huge booksellers.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, are we going to have a movie that's not really a huge book, that's just a straight-up movie? That's, wow.
The only
However-
one I can think of right now is Alien.
But if you looked at the entire top 100, even the male-centric ones, you get a lot of that. I mean, you had Batman and all the others. That's going to happen too. But the fact that all the ones in the top 100 in their past 10 years,
But movies like Gladiator and that kind of stuff also weren't
they're I think it is slowly swinging. I mean, Wonder Woman made internationally, not counting the domestic total, $406 million,
Oh, yeah, that's definitely great.
and Beauty and the Beast did even higher. Now, true, it's Disney, but you can't get much more international, or not international, but more female-led than Beauty and the Beast. I mean, it definitely was that. Almost didn't count it at the beginning because, well, it is a Disney movie, but
Disney's always going to make money.
Disney's
Yeah.
going to make money.
They're out there with they are Star Wars too, for that matter,
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah. So I think we just keep pushing,
Okay.
and we will get them.
One day.
So shall we move on to the news?
Move on to the news.
All right, moving into the news. I'll get the sad part out of the way first. Len Wein, back on September 10th, passed away. For those who don't know, Len Wein was the creator of Wolverine, Swamp Thing, and pretty much every one of the X-Men that Chris Claremont and John Byrne became famous for writing. Claremont, of course, continued on for years. Fantastic writer, fantastic editor. He'll definitely be missed. He was editor in chief at one point at DC, I believe. He did a little bit of everything in the industry of both major companies, and he died at age 69. So while he wasn't young, it's definitely a little
What did he
tragic.
have?
I don't know exactly, but he had been ill for a while. They said
Oh, okay.
he'd been out of the hospital a few times.
And he was editor-in-chief of DC. I'm editor-in-chief of Old Titans, so I guess
There
we're
we go.
equal there.
All right.
I
So you
don't
only have a
like
few
that,
more
no.
years to go. Then is that what you're saying?
Pretty much, yeah.
How
Okay.
dare you, sir?
Mentioning Marvel, since I always mention DC stuff, Marvel just announced they're bringing back the real Jean Grey. Don't ask me what that means, because I do not know, but they're bringing back the real Jean Grey in a series called The Phoenix.
The last I read, and I stopped reading comics. I was I'm a big Marvel guy, and Marvel was such a disaster,
Yeah.
comic-wise. There's a Jean Grey from the future and a Jean Grey from the past, but there's no Jean Grey present day, because she was dead.
Except
Yeah.
those are in the present day that are from those two times, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
It got confusing.
Yeah.
Even when I read the comic pretty consistently, I was still confused what's exactly going on. So why is one in the future, but the one in the previous day is dead? I have no idea.
Hasn't Jean Grey's been dead like 16 times, right?
Every X-Men has been dead like 16 times.
Don't you need like full board of directors approval to bring her back?
Or
At this point-
one Joe Quesada. I mean,
Yeah.
This is the problem with comics. That characters die all the time, and they come back like a week later
Yeah.
or a month later. It just loses, like, when Superman died,
Oh,
for
I
example.
don't know. Nightcrawler was dead for like 10 years. In like in actual like our time.
But he's going to come back regardless.
Yeah.
certain ones.
Even Gwen Stacy's back. Gwen Stacy was the only one that actually made her stay dead for a long time.
Well, there've only been like 2 or 3. The original Captain Marvel, not Shazam era,
Right.
but the Marvel Captain Marvel.
Right.
They had him die of cancer back around like 1980 or
He
mid
came
80s.
back in a way.
Vic Sage
But
died.
he did eventually, but he stayed dead for a long time.
Right.
Barry Allen, the Flash, stayed dead for over 20 years,
In the back right now.
and now he's back. And Gwen Stacy stayed dead for, 30,
Right.
maybe 40 years. She could be the longest, but you could probably count all of them who stayed dead for 20 plus years in one hand.
Right. And that's the problem right now is just stop killing characters to get sales. Just tell a good story. And that's what a lot of these comic characters don't... When a character dies, it has no impact on me anymore. When Superman died, I was like, oh my god. And knew he was coming back eventually.
No, actually not the first time. The first time because he was the one who actually started the whole resurrection thing.
No.
Because when wasn't it in the original? It was the death of Superman, like the original death of Superman.
But it
from
was planned
Doomsday.
as part of it was planned as part of the whole story, though, the death and resurrection. thing.
Yes, but the fans didn't know that at the time.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, so
They kind of announced the whole.
did they?
Yeah, it was kind of like a 1 year long plan
Oh, okay.
for the whole thing.
Because I could have swore that he was the one who started that
No,
trope.
characters have died and come back in the meantime, but it was few and far between. And it wasn't... They'd be dead for at least a long period of time. Now they're back within...
I thought of one who's not come back. Now, we're not talking flashbacks or weird side stories, but permanently week to week or month to month.
Those
Uncle Ben.
Okay, I just...
Uncle
Yeah,
Ben.
Uncle Ben.
But think about it. He's one who stayed dead.
Don't give Marvel any ideas. Please don't give Marvel any... there probably one of my listeners probably works for Marvel and was like, hey, I have this great idea.
Bruce Wayne's parents.
Uncle Ben is actually...
He came. Thomas Wayne came back for Flashpoint, but I
Yeah,
guess it was
that's
just kind of a special
Flashpoint.
story.
But no, even
Yeah.
still, he's in some alternate reality. His Batman's still out there.
That's true. In an alternate timeline, he would still be there.
Did you know anything about the Watchmen thing and Mr. Oz?
No, I haven't read it yet because the comic's still not shipped from last week, so don't go there. We will talk about that next time. But yeah, it's hard to find. It's hard to find any of these characters like this.
B-Man's in and wants them for John Paul and get fired later on.
There's a very good chance. There's a very good chance there.
No spoilers.
All right. I've got one last news item, but I'm going to hold on to it to lead into our main story in case y'all had anything. Any stuff you want to bring up?
Well,
Yeah.
let's see what the news item is. Go ahead.
Yes, I do.
Okay, yes. Well, go.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, I'm sure yours is exciting.
All right, director of Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, Shinichiro Watanabe is coming
Kazunai.
in. Huh?
Gesundheit.
See that 3
You're
times fast. I just want you to say it.
Shinichiro Watanabe, Shinichiro Watanabe, Shinichiro Watanabe.
I hate you.
So he and
Others.
Flying Lotus is going to be making an in-between, like, mini, I guess you'd call it a short film, between the original Blade Runner and the new one that's going to be coming out this week. It's going to be called Blackout 2022.
Okay.
I am very, very excited. I have not seen the original Blade Runner, so I have to go and watch it now just so I can watch the short film for context.
I don't believe you need to watch the original Blade Runner to get caught up right now. It's kind of like Tron, where they pretty much sum it up, I'm sure.
They will, but
It
go
doesn't
watch
hurt,
it.
yeah.
I'd go watch it anyway. There'll be stuff you get out of it that you wouldn't have gotten out of it.
Yeah.
That was I don't know if y'all remember Paul Newman, Tom Cruise, Color of Money.
Yes.
Did you see that?
Years ago.
That was a sequel to The Hustler.
Was it really?
Yeah, from like 30 to 40, about 30 years
I
earlier.
actually never knew that.
You could watch it standalone. It was perfectly fine as a movie standalone, a great movie. If you had seen The Hustler, there was 2 or 3 scenes in there that were, paying homage to the original, and you're like, oh, hey, yeah, it's kind of cool. So those things you need to see.
Okay.
See The Hustler.
More exciting
And Color
news. There actually is a new record-breaking podcast out there right now. It is called DC Rush Hour.
Oh,
It is the most boringest thing I've ever listened to in my life. But the good news is, if you're tired, you can play it in the background. No matter how tired you are and you can't fall asleep, you're out cold. It works. It's better than NyQuil. You guys should check it out. DC Rush Hour.
DC Comics Rush Hour.
Is that what it's
Because
called?
DC Rush Hour sounds like you're in the middle of Washington,
Right,
D.C.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like,
DC
listen-
Comics Rush Hour.
DC Comics Rush Hour.
It is definitely worth listening to. People that need a nap, you insomnia, you're cured. B-Man, you're welcome.
in more seriousness, it is me talking while I'm driving in rush hour in the morning
Without the B-Man.
without the B-man.
B-Man was not invited to this.
To
I
talk
did not
just
know
about,
you had your own
Yeah.
personal roadshow.
I just talk about DC Comics for 10 to 15 minutes or so each morning.
Okay.
B-Man was
How
not invited to
Dare
this.
you?
Well, you're not in the car with
Insult
me.
your partner.
I can drive to your house. I live like 5 minutes from where you
Yeah, but I don't
live.
want to be late.
You think I'm late?
Well, sometimes.
Occasionally.
Sometimes.
Occasionally.
All right.
Yo, why don't you just carpool?
I've tried to years ago. Well, a year and a half ago,
Well,
actually.
you're late. Stop being late.
I'm never late. I'm late like once in a blue moon. I actually drove past a dead body one time and made it to work on time. FYI.
That's just, this
that
is.
happened.
Considering
you know
where we
what?
live,
Okay,
It happens
okay.
all the time.
Okay. Anyways,
Other news?
the movie It came out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Shattered records.
It did.
It. Yeah, I see what
Yeah.
you did there. That was your DC jokes. Biggest September opening ever. I think I might have already broke.
September records in general.
Yeah, it might have actually broke horror records already.
Oh, it probably has.
I haven't seen it yet, but it does look incredible.
I've never seen the original. And while, Tim Curry, I guess Tim Curry was in the original,
Yes.
right?
I hope he's doing okay.
Love Tim Curry, but I've never seen the original. Never been a big Stephen King fan. I watched 2 or 3 of the movies that he's, been based on his work. Tried reading one of the books. Not a Stephen King fan at all. And this trailer looked awesome.
Right.
So it made me want to see it.
Mystery was pretty good. Terrifying, but good.
Yeah, I didn't care.
It means you guys kind of bored, actually.
Really?
Kathy Bates was great in it, and so
Well,
was
yeah.
was it James Wood? I think is his actor's name.
I don't remember.
It wasn't James Woods.
What was the actor's
I
name?
don't remember his name.
I forgot.
It
Whatever.
wasn't James
But I've
Woods.
seen that. Carrie, Christine, Pet Cemetery. I can't remember all the different ones. There's a few made-for-TV ones.
But the
The
original,
Langoliers.
the original It I enjoyed, but it was definitely edited for TV, which kind of killed a lot of it.
Yeah.
And Tim Curry was so brilliant as Pennywise. This is going for a lot darker version.
Okay.
I haven't seen. I'm planning to watch it this week. Hopefully, people I've talked to have seen it. Everybody raves about it, says how great it is. But that's Shattering Records right now.
All right, cool.
And Tampa Bay MegaCon.
Oh, yeah.
Stan the Man Lee returns.
He's not supposed to be coming back, though.
He is coming back.
But he said he was not coming back.
He is. We had this thing last week. You probably heard of it. It's called Hurricane Irma.
Well, yeah, kind of lived through
Yeah,
that.
you kind of looked at that, and I showed you pictures, trees down everywhere in my neighborhood.
Minor damages.
Yeah.
Minor. Yeah. He's coming to really help raise money for.
Okay, well, that'll be okay. Then.
Are you thinking about going, John Paul? Because
I
I'm still
was.
waiting for you to find out if I'm going or not.
I was thinking about going.
No, you're not
I really
going.
was. And then it hit me that, because I didn't mind, since it'd be for hurricane relief, I didn't mind spending money on his autograph. I normally don't buy autographs, but it's like, okay, if the money's going for that, I could do that. Wait in line for his autograph. What I don't want to do is give more money to MegaCon and stand in their lines for the one-day pass, because, well, that would just be, it's too late to get one ahead of time or whatever. And so, do I really want to stand in line from like 7 in the morning until, midnight? Yeah, it might not be that long, but you know what I mean. Do I really
Pretty
want
sure
to?
that's exaggeration right
Yeah, it's
there.
a little bit, but it'd probably be 5 or 6 or 7 hours in line that day.
And he's doing auctions as well.
That's cool.
And you make a lot of money, so you can actually buy some of his auctions and then give it to
Yeah,
me.
Probably not, though. Probably not neither thing.
You can consider that.
Okay.
Depends on what he's auctioning.
I'm sure it's his autograph on some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Probably.
Any other news before I move on to our...
I had something else. I just totally lost what it was.
Well, you know what? You can always interrupt this next item. And
I won't
come
mind
back
it,
to it.
yes.
Yeah, we can do that. So, we are right on the cusp of all the TV shows for the fall returning.
Yes.
A couple of them have already come back, or been, brand new. So, I have the calendar in front of me. Thought it could be kind of cool to go through this and let's
Okay.
talk about what we're looking forward to and that kind of thing. I'm probably going to skip a couple of these that I don't realize are important to you, like, say, Monday Night Football. Who cares? I mean, it's football. Does anybody here really care about
I
football?
watch football. Shut up.
Okay. Yeah, I can't do anything about that. But I'm going to start with September 10th. One I missed because of said Hurricane Irma, the Orville.
Oh yeah, that's
Do
right.
you know what the Orville is?
That's the Star Trek parody, I guess.
Yeah,
Parody or paying homage to or whatever.
it's like Galaxy Quest, right?
Seth MacFarlane, is that the guy's name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's making it.
Yeah.
It's him doing a sci-fi show on the ship, the Orville, and going out and
He's the cool McFarlane. I like Todd is not cool.
not okay. And I'm torn on the Orville. I've read reviews of people who've said that it's wonderfully funny and pays homage to the original Star Trek in the best way possible, similar to Galaxy Quest. That makes me want to see it. And then I'll see the trailers, and the trailers for it show things like, fire 4-ton torpedoes, firing. And then the guy who's doing the firing or whatever jumps up, booyah! Yeah, we got him, man, yeah. And, it's just that humor that I don't care anything about. Very, very, very much Guardians of the Galaxy humor, which I didn't think I'd like it, and I watched it and didn't like it.
I would do that, though. If I was a torpedo firing guy, I would definitely talk smack.
Well,
Seth MacFarlane, it's a give or take.
So, anyway, that one came out September 10th.
Okay.
It's been going on for a couple weeks now. Let's see, The Good Place. Did anyone watch The Good Place?
Never heard of it.
Never watched it. Okay. This is Veronica Mars herself.
Yeah, she goes to heaven. Yeah, I know
That's The Good Place.
That's the good place, yeah.
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
Except, it's a mistake. She's not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And this it's a sitcom thing of in heaven where she's trying to fit in, even though she's somebody who should not have gone there. There's a clerical error, and she was sent to heaven instead of the bad place. And they always say the good place and the bad place instead of heaven and hell. And you got
Hour-long show, half-hour-long show?
half-hour-long show.
Parody.
And each week she's learning to be a better person, all that kind of stuff. And if I remember right, since y'all haven't watched it, and probably don't plan on watching it, is that correct?
Well, the season's going to... This is how this is going to end. She's going to meet God finally. God's going to say, no, we didn't mean you just come in the road all the whole time, but we know you'd be a better person. End of story. Call the
No.
ending right now.
No, well, at least that was not how the season 1 ended. Turns out at the end of season 1, they're not in the good place; they're in the bad place. And I didn't watch the season past the first 4
by
or
the
5
way,
episodes.
spoilers. Anybody's watching it. Thank you,
Yeah.
John Paul.
The whole show is a spoiler show, though, so they
Yeah.
shouldn't be listening if they don't want to be spoiled.
It's valid.
No.
All those
valid point.
things.
Okay.
Okay, Gotham. Gotham returns on Thursday.
I stopped watching Gotham after season 2.
I stopped watching after like episode 2.
I stopped in the first 4 or 5 episodes of season 2. I do want to tune in to see them do the Batman costume preview thing. They're giving Bruce some kind of costume to make him appear kind of Batman-like on rooftops or whatever. Like, I want to see how it
How old
looks.
is the kid playing Bruce Wayne now?
16, 17, almost
Okay,
18.
so he would be almost ready for year 1 then. Almost. No,
No,
he'd
he's
be ready
gonna-
for training with Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, he's
right
going to go
now.
off to college and
Yeah.
tour the world and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They ruined Batman.
Saturday, September 23rd, DuckTales. Hey,
No.
no?
How was it? I've heard
I
good
saw
things,
the
though.
Original DuckTales was fine.
The original DuckTales was awesome.
Yeah.
I saw the artwork looked terrible. I heard the voices. Voices sound terrible.
I haven't seen or heard either one.
Watch the trailer. It
Okay.
looks pretty bad.
Just I mentioned anything that could fit
Okay,
here.
well, that fits.
The 24th, Sunday, this coming Sunday, Star Trek Discovery on CBS
Oh, I heard about
for
that.
one
one
episode.
For one episode.
Then it goes streaming. Yeah, you got to pay,
No.
but it's Star Trek, and it looks cool.
No.
And
It's the Sunday Star Trek. What's it called again?
Discovery.
Okay, I'll get the first one to try. Honestly, as much as a geek I am, whatever it is, I never liked Star Trek.
Yeah,
I like the reboot of the movies.
yeah.
I haven't seen the last one yet, but I've never been a Star Trek guy. I guess maybe because I'm so Star Wars
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
that I'm just anti. Like I'm
I like Star Wars better,
right.
but I love the original Trek. I love Next Gen season 3 through 5.
Yeah.
The others were Yeah, there's gems here and there. Like I'm sure there's a Gotham episode that's really good in different spots, especially anything that focuses on the Penguin. Because I think we all admitted that they did a great job
Oh
casting
my
the Penguin
God,
on there.
phenomenal.
But anyway, so Star Trek Discovery, we'll see. On Monday, The Big Bang Theory.
That's-
So a week from today.
What
Big
was
Bang
this?
Theory
What's the
comes back.
spinoff for that? People keep talking about a spinoff.
Well, at 8 o'clock is Big Bang Theory, and at 8:30 Eastern, Young Sheldon.
Oh, that's right.
Gonna be a bust.
That's right.
That's my prediction too. But
The thing about Sheldon is so cool is,
Sheldon's not cool.
not cool, is that Jim Parsons, who plays Sheldon, is so amazing as playing Sheldon.
Yep.
I don't think you can replace him.
I do think it will be
I
difficult.
don't like Big Bang Theory.
I'm sorry. I didn't forever and ever and ever because the first couple of seasons really were not very good. But as they started adding the female characters to it, the show became much better.
Okay.
And so from about season 3 on, it becomes a pretty decent sitcom.
Okay.
But again, it needed the 3 female characters to balance out the 3 male characters and actually give you a decent sitcom.
There's 4 male characters. There's 4 male characters.
Well, I was talking about the couples, though. Yes, there's 4 male characters, but you need the 3 and the 3 balance couples.
So you're saying one's just a throwaway?
Raj. I love Raj. Raj is a great character, but they haven't coupled him up with anyone.
You know, actually, the thing about him is once he became able to talk to females, he was not as funny to me.
They need to find the right actress because that's what they've done with each other.
He had that girlfriend for a point of time.
Yeah.
The one from that skit you like.
Oh, Garfunkel and Oates.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they were great together.
I don't
kinda
know
wish
why
she
they
stayed.
didn't, I don't know why they didn't keep that going.
She had other work, I guess.
Probably.
Contract ended.
Maybe.
Yeah, something like that. Scrolling down through here, there's a few that could go either way here. Scorpion, Lethal Weapon. Those are coming up.
Lethal Weapon, when's that coming out?
Lethal Weapon on Tuesday, September 26th.
Then what's the premise? Is this a spin-off? Is this a
This is
comedy?
the second season. This is the second season.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a...
I saw the original, the first Lethal Weapon, or at least some of the first Lethal Weapon seasons. I thought it was pretty good.
Like, is it a comedy? Is it actually?
It's just like watching the movies, Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
It's they're just redoing the movies as a TV show. So
Well, the thing about those movies was they had great chemistry between Mel Gibson and Danny Glover.
They had pretty good chemistry.
the two actors' chemistry is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I had too much to watch, and it was not great. It was good. You're right. I watched
Yeah.
a couple episodes.
Yeah,
They
it
were
was
good, but it was not great.
Okay.
So yeah, that. Let's see. Continuing on. Oh, there's more football. NFL Thursday night football now.
That's
So for
money
those who-
now.
I know my parents are
It's
gonna
always
be
been
happy.
around.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
We used to
I-
always, but it's been around for a while.
Monday's all I know about. Okay, the next big one. Friday, September 29th, Marvel's Inhumans, 2-hour premiere.
Does anybody care?
I know nothing about the Inhumans.
I don't really care. I will probably end up watching at least a few minutes of it. If nothing else, to see Lockjaw.
See Lockjaw, and I want to see Ramsey Bolton.
Okay.
I like
yeah.
the actor.
But beyond that, I don't really care.
Yeah, Marvel, they have much better properties than the.
Who are the Inhumans?
That's pretty much all you need to know. Right
Oh, okay.
They are like mutants, but they're not mutants. And
Oh, they're the mutant replacements because
Yeah.
Marvel doesn't own the rights to mutants. Right.
Pretty much,
pretty much.
Gotcha. So they killed them all off. That's right.
So this is finally the royal family, because they've been having the Inhumans and S.H.I.E.L.D. for a while, but they've never dealt with the main family and
Gotcha.
doing that. At 9 o'clock that night, though, so opposite the second hour, during Inhumans on ABC, you got Hell's Kitchen kicks off at the 8 o'clock hour.
That's going to tear into that. Never right there.
Actually, it probably will a little bit.
No, I don't think.
Hell's Kitchen?
It's a different type of people that watch those
Oh,
shows.
I don't mean that. I just mean its ratings probably be better. That's what I was going to say.
Oh,
Its
well, it
ratings
might,
probably
yeah.
better. But no, the second hour, The Exorcist, the TV show.
That I'm interested in, yes.
Ooh, I did not hear about that.
I'm surprised they didn't kick that off at the 8 o'clock hour to make it more of a head-to-head match.
I'm surprised they're not debuting it on Halloween.
I'm surprised it's not a 10 o'clock show, honestly.
Well, long term, yes, but just for its first one. That finishes out September. October. So October, we get into probably the meat of all the big shows. We've got, even though I don't care for it, Lucifer comes back on Monday, October
Great
2nd.
Lucifer was pretty good.
Lucifer is a great
I
show.
enjoyed it.
Superman's joining the cast. I don't know if you heard that or not.
Superman?
Which
Which
one?
Superman's? Like 20 billion Supermans.
Smallville.
Oh,
Welling.
hey,
Tom
really?
Welling.
Cool.
Not as Superman, obviously.
I kind of guess,
Obviously,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
is
Oh,
it gonna
DC
be
owns it,
Gabriel?
though, so.
Probably gonna be Gabriel.
Yeah, I don't think, since they got a different Superman right now.
Well, I mean, who knows?
All right, so after that, you got Kevin Probably Saves the World.
Never
To me,
heard
that
it.
I've seen one commercial for the sitcom. It is a sitcom. Has a bit of a sci-fi bent to it, I guess, because there's the whole world needing to be saved.
I can tell just from the name alone that show is not going to last.
Yeah, I can take
That's
that
what I
right
thought
now.
on How I Met Your Mother. I thought that title is way too long and sounds way too weird, and the show lasted how many seasons?
Too many.
Yeah, but it
It was
was
a terrible ending.
Yeah, it was a bad ending.
well, you know. Friday, October 6th, Once Upon a Time, for
Meh.
those who care.
Uh,
And then we get to what I think is the best week. October 9th, Monday, October 9th, 8 o'clock, Supergirl.
Yay.
Tuesday, October 10th, 8 o'clock, The Flash.
I'm looking forward to The Flash.
No yay?
I mean, the yay was sarcastic. Supergirl was unenjoyable at
Oh,
all.
okay, I thought it was serious because it is yay. Supergirl, yay. No, okay.
I tried to watch season 1, I gave up. Tried to watch season 2, I gave up. I like the actress who plays her. The Superman and Supergirl in general, they don't entertain me. They're too powerful.
yeah.
And a lot of times in these shows, you watch these shows, like, you can take this guy out very easily. Why don't you just do it?
The Flash does that too.
Flashes
a
it
lot.
constantly, yes.
Flash does that a lot. And again, Flash comes back on Tuesday, followed immediately in the 9 o'clock hour by Legends of Tomorrow. which was my favorite one from last season. I thought Legends
I
was
haven't
the
seen
best. It was incredible second season. The Legion of Doom in that was the best part. Yeah, John Barrowman. I mean, if you have John Barrowman, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, John Barrowman is part of the Legion of Doom.
I think John Barrowman is enjoying playing the bad guy.
I think he's done now, isn't he?
We don't know.
I think
I
he's
don't know.
done.
Did you see the end of Arrow's season?
No, I'm actually I have not enjoyed Arrow. I'm trying to truck through it. I just had not enjoyed Arrow at all this season.
I don't want to spoil anything for you unless
Okay.
you.
No, I don't spoil anything for me.
Okay.
I haven't enjoyed Arrow this season.
Okay.
I haven't enjoyed Arrow the past couple of seasons.
I'm actually right there with you. Ever since they made it more so Felicity orientated, I
This-
started hating the show.
This
This is-
season was very good. This season was
No,
much,
it was
much
not
better.
very good. I'm like halfway through the season and I don't enjoy it at all.
I hate
It's
it
not
when
very
writers
good.
do this. I hate it when they meta write. I hate it. See, the fans, here's what happened. The fans shipped Oliver and Felicity so hard that they changed the universe to fit the fans' needs. And I hate it when they do that. You have a story that you have written out, you have the plot points, you have everything you want to do with it. The minute you start meta writing, you've lost everything.
Give it to him, Red Terror.
Yeah.
Give it to him. No, keep going, keep going.
No,
I like this.
just-
I like what you're going
I
with.
just-
There's only one problem with that.
No,
entire
don't
thing.
interrupt it.
Well, I think you hit a period. I heard a period at the end of the sentence.
No, there's no period. There's a comma. I
We're
interrupt
done.
her.
We're done.
No, you're not done. Keep going.
No!
I say the only problem with the argument is it involved Felicity, and if it involves Felicity, it's going to be wonderful. Because
Felicity,
is
the
best
first
creation.
couple seasons was amazing. Felicity, ever since they moved away, whatever it was, Felicity became the most annoying character in the world. I want this character dead.
The second half of this
No,
last
no,
season.
no, I'm watching the
is
second half of the
incredible.
I have no
No,
problem
none-
with the actual characters. The meta writing is what I have an issue with.
It is Felicity and Friends. It is Dawson's Creek Felicity style. It is terrible. She needs to go. She is the new Andrea from The Walking Dead. This is Felicity. She's
No.
becoming annoying. She's no
she's
longer
ne-
the
she's
comic
never
relief.
Andrea. She's never Andrea.
She's not entertaining anymore. I'm sorry. You know,
She is polarizing. I'll put it that way. She's polarizing. However, we brought up Felicity at the panels of Dragon Con, and while yes,
John Paul's phone is interrupting us yet again.
he just kind of buzzed because I
Well,
got
I
an
mean, they
email.
can hear you there, yes.
Well, I can't help that.
He's important.
She was polarizing. There was very few people in the room that were middle of the road. They were either couldn't stand Felicity anymore or still love Felicity. The love for Felicity, for Felicity and Olicity still won the day.
Oh, I believe it. I
Yeah.
100%
How did that win the day?
believe it.
How did that win the day?
Everybody still wants it.
Who? What is? No. What is everybody? I'm sitting right here telling you, no, I don't want this anymore. I want that character dead.
Okay. I hate to burst your bubble here.
Yes.
There is an Arrow subreddit.
Okay.
An entire subreddit dedicated to the Arrow show. About, what was it, season 3 or something like that? Or season 4? They decided to, you know what, this is, we can't take it anymore. We're changing it to a Daredevil subreddit.
Really?
Yes. That happened.
Oh, that makes me so happy that happened.
happened. I'm
Keep,
so
give it
sorry.
to him some more. Keep going. No, keep. Don't
I
be
have
sorry.
no
Don't
problem with the
apologize to him.
characters. I have
Don't
no problem with
apologize
the
to him.
characters,
Stop
but it's
apologizing to
the
him.
meta writing
They
drives
had
me
great
crazy.
characters in that show. Diggle was amazing. I'm glad Diggle came back right when I stopped watching it again because finally Diggle's back.
Yeah, Diggle's there.
The team they made after he had Speedy, Diggle was Spartan, I guess.
Yep.
Felicity when she was, the Oracle subset, and really just comic relief. That was such a great team. Then they brought the romance between Oliver and Felicity to head. Terrible.
Well.
They wrote off Diggle into his own sub thing. Terrible. I don't even know what happened with Thea. She went off and ran the bar, and I'm retiring, this and this and this, and the other Speedy left. Terrible. And they brought in these other characters who were all equally terrible. Actually, I like Curtis, which is funny because in the comics I hate Mr. Terrific, but in the TV show he's the only character I actually enjoy.
Curtis is fun.
Did Chantress ever
Ragman's cool.
Ragman
Did
is not
Huntress
cool.
ever come back?
Ragman is not cool.
Who?
Did Huntress ever come back?
No, and that's okay because she was a bad actress.
Yeah, she was.
The character's
And
great.
no, I'm not done yet. You interrupted me. And top it all off, they killed Laurel. Okay, I actually enjoyed Laurel, but they killed her off, and they brought in this other character who has the same exact name as Laurel. Oh, she's Dinah, right? I think her name is Dinah. Is that right?
Well, Laurel's was too.
The
Right.
Black Canary?
Laurel
Right.
Drake.
But they brought in a new Black Canary who has the same exact power
Oh.
who is Laurel. I'm not done. No.
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about the Black Siren because they brought back the actress who
No.
plays Laurel as Black Siren.
I'm
as a
cool with
villain.
that, and she's actually cool with that. I saw her
Okay,
that.
yeah.
They brought back Dinah Lance.
Dinah Drake.
Dinah Drake. I'm sorry.
Dinah Drake.
I'm okay. Just stop interrupting me.
That's the golden age.
They brought back her up. They gave the same exact power as Laurel. Had the same exact
No,
name
Laurel
is
never
Laurel.
had powers.
They can, you're reaching here, John Paul.
She
Your
didn't.
DC bias is reaching here.
In the show, she never powered. She was
They-
supposed
they,
to.
They
She was
got
supposed
really
to.
stupid with the storytelling on Arrow. Really stupid. Now, I loved Arrow. I loved Arrow. Season 2 was my favorite comic series ever of any show. Season 1 I loved. Season 2 was even better than Season 1. And now, you know what? Daredevil was much better. Much better.
I don't know about that.
I don't
Much
know.
better. Not even close. Not even close.
I do love
So go ahead with the
something
news.
for you.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to think. Where was I here? Oh,
On Arrow.
well, no, I wasn't on Arrow yet. I was on Legends Tomorrow.
Oh, well,
you
I
just
can-
jumped the gun on that.
Jump the Arrow.
For those who care, on Wednesday, Riverdale comes back.
Riverdale is a great show. By the way, hold a
What's
sec.
Riverdale?
No. You haven't get,
Yeah.
What's Riverdale?
executive producer here talking.
Yeah.
We talked about this a few weeks
Yes,
ago. And
yes.
you promised me you'd watch it, give
Yes.
it at least episode 1 a try. Have you given episode 1 a try yet?
I've tried, and I could not make it through episode 1.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I could not make it through episode 1.
Riverdale was a show I thought for sure I'd hate, and it's the closest thing to Veronica Mars you can find on TV.
What is it?
It is
Archie and the gang.
Archie and the Gang,
But it's not.
But it's like the murder mystery.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
using the characters' names. It's actually really, really cool.
It's maybe it's because it's using the Archie names and all.
I actually wish they didn't do the Archie characters. I wish it was so. I won't lie about that part. I hate using Archie and Veronica and Betty and that
because
kind of
it's
stuff.
so not Archie or anything.
Right, exactly. And I
Very
hate
much
the fact they
not.
did. I agree with you. We're totally agreement. Ignore that part and just watch the show and enjoy the show the way it is. It's a great show.
All right.
A great show.
Following that, for anybody who cares, is the reboot that I'm predicting will last about 4 episodes, and then it's gone. 4 is the number I'm giving, which means it'll either die after 1
Is it
or
Fox?
go for 5.
Is it Fox? It might be one
no,
episode.
no, it's on the CW. That's
Like
why it
it's-
could go forever.
No,
It's a-
CW, Leslie shows
Dynasty, the reboot of Dynasty.
on CW.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, I know. Why? I don't know.
It's more of a CBS type show. Or something
It was
like
ABC originally,
that. Okay, that's what it was.
but I don't know why they're bringing Dynasty back. I don't know if you remember Dynasty.
It'll last at least one season, just because CW shows can just get decent ratings or semi-decent ratings, and they'll let it run to the ground.
So Thursday night, beginning the 500th season or so of Supernatural,
Yay!
followed by Arrow.
Arrow's not on Thursdays. Was that?
Arrow's on Thursdays. No, it was on Wednesday before,
Okay.
and they moved it to after Supernatural,
So
which
they
also Supernatural also moves.
So they need to give Arrow a push in ratings, so they put Supernatural first.
Possibly, so that might be what it is. That might be why they did that.
Supernatural, from what
It's
What I've seen
been
is
a roller
enjoyable.
coaster. It's been it started. So here you go. Season 1. Season,
okay,
sorry,
they
season
can't.
1,
Okay, people listening to us
all
can't
up
see your
season
hand.
6.
She's making hand gestures right now.
Sorry.
She doesn't know how this
All right,
podcasting
so
works.
season 1 started off like level 1, basic, and then it went all the way up to like level 15,000, amazing at level 6, at season 6, and then it dropped down back to like level 0, about season 7, season 8, and then it kept going back up again steadily. It's been really, really good these past 3 seasons.
Do you know any of what she's talking about right now?
Really, really
I
good.
think I followed it. I think the gist was it's uneven.
It's uneven.
and
It's very uneven.
Girls like it.
I do. I've
And that's
been
okay.
watching
I
this
mean,
show
you
since
know.
season 1. I'm too deep into it. Even if you say you hate it, I don't care.
I
don't hate
started
it,
watching
I just-
season 1 and I really enjoyed it. There's some parts that creep me out. There's one where the kid come out of the water and that kind of stuff. And
That was
I
great.
mean,
creeped me, dude.
I mean,
That's
I
great.
wanted it when it first started. I wanted it to do well because it got rid of Whitney from Smallville because one of the 2 brothers was
Yeah.
on Smallville as
wait,
Whitney.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jensen Ackles. He was Whitney.
Yeah, that was
And
it.
I-
No kidding.
And I
That was
could
it.
not stand Whitney on Smallville, and so when I heard he was going over to that show, I was like, "Please survive, so you don't come back."
Because
So it
I,
did.
I actually hated him on Smallville, but I love him on Supernatural.
Yeah.
Go figure. I didn't know that's the same guy.
All right, so moving ahead, you'll like this next one. Sunday, October 22nd. Can you guess which one is coming back? Sunday night.
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
No, I'm not liking it anymore.
Hold on.
Okay, good.
You'll love Sunday night, October 22nd.
Why?
It's the first episode of the season.
Okay, the first episode's going to be awesome. The
That's what I
second
mean.
episode's going to be awesome.
After the first one, you don't know if it'll be awesome. But
That's
the
true.
first one will be awesome.
That is true.
Why?
We don't know if you'll like the 29th or later.
We talked about this many times in the show where Walking Dead has a very formula to it, where it starts off awesome, then drags for the next 4 or 5 episodes with character development, has a mid-season finale, which is awesome, mid-season starts off awesome, character development, blah, 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 boring, ends awesome. Walking Dead's formula for the last, 3 or 4 seasons.
Well, all right, well, how'd the last season end? Because I haven't watched.
The last season ends, and awesomely, Those dumpster divers turned on Rick's gang. Rick's gang fought back against what did they call it? The Saviors.
Saviors.
They fought JP's favorite character, Carol, who was actually becoming really cool character. Just
She's great. I love Carol.
no,
no,
Carl.
Carol, I love. Coral.
Coral.
So,
Yeah, he turned around and fired first. He's enough is enough, and he
took out like 3 of them.
yeah
I mean, boom, boom, boom.
yeah. Coral was pretty
Coral was great.
intense. Carol was joining the fight. The tiger joined the fight.
Yes. Love Carol.
When the tiger joined up, and that was kind of, I was like, whoa, the tiger's here.
Yeah.
Ended awesome. It's gonna start out awesome, and it's gonna be boring after that.
Probably. Unless you can get enough Negan. If you get enough Negan, you're okay.
He's great.
Jeffrey Morgan has been awesome as
Jeffrey
Negan.
Dean Morgan, actually.
Sorry, Jeffrey D. Morgan.
Apologies accepted. You can listen to our show, by the way.
So since we only have a couple more minutes here, I want to get through the last couple of shows
Okay.
here, and then we'll be good to go. So October 27th, Stranger Things, Season 2.
Yes.
Can't wait.
100%.
Jump on and like it, by the way.
It was okay.
No.
It just was drug out.
No.
It was an X-Files episode that the X-Files would have done it in 1 or 2 hours. And instead, it was like 6 or 8 hours long.
It was great. Go ahead.
But, there was that. And then the last one, which I know nothing about other than the title, and I know what the comic was, Marvel's Runaways is a Hulu original series where you have to pay Hulu to get that one,
Probably won't watch it.
which, I don't know. And unfortunately, the one that you would love to know the date on,
Punisher?
and I'll show you the thing, TBA, to be announced, The Punisher.
Oh.
I can ask you that one too. That's one I'm looking forward to the most. Is
So-
that this season, definitely,
I
this
know
year?
a lot of people are.
I don't know, because this,
Because John Bernthal was an amazing Punisher.
Every time I hear how amazing he was, all I can think back is to that interview he did, where he was prepared because he got the role. So he went to the comic book store to pick out like Punisher comics to see what read.
And the guy's like, read this one, this one,
No,
this
he's like, and the guy's like, "Hey, I know you. You got announced the other day." And he's like, no, don't read that. Don't read that. No, none of this. Okay, you read this. That's
Don't
this is
mess it
what
up.
You do not mess this up.
John Bernthal was an amazing Punisher. Absolutely amazing Punisher.
So, B-Man, do we have a question of the week for next time?
We do. Okay, it's Destroying Records. We just mentioned that. It's almost Halloween time, right?
It almost is.
What is your go-to Halloween movie? You must have one. You watch a movie this time of year? Go. You want to answer? Go ahead, Red Terror.
Yeah, because I'm not going to be here next week.
We don't know.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Wow, that's
Yes.
awesome.
Okay.
Good
It's
choice.
great. I love it.
I thought she was going to say the Charlie Brown Christmas or Halloween
We
special.
watched that one too, but
Yeah.
Don't
It's
say
not a
Calendar
movie.
Man. Wait, don't say Calendar Man. This one.
Calendar Man?
Whatever that movie is, the holiday thing you watch. That every holiday he says is a great thing.
Oh, Holiday Inn?
I don't
No,
care.
No.
Okay, good.
No, I can say that one. I've got a couple of good Halloween ones.
Well, no, I
I'll have
mean-
to think about what my go-to
I
Halloween
mean,
movie is.
I actually want to know a list. Like, what?
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Top it off. What movies aren't like mainstream? People should consider watching.
every Wes Anderson film ever.
Let's think about it.
Anderson?
Yeah,
Wes Craven, you mean?
Wes Anderson.
Who's Wes Anderson?
Exactly.
Next time.
Okay.
All right. So for John Paul,
B-Man.
Red.
we are out of here.